I wonder if Belizeans could actually imagine they live in our world where the government take care of all of them bills. And when I mean bills, I mean necessities. I mean light bill, water bill, and maybe even the internet bill. Now, people find that unbelievable and say, "How the hell government cover all of that? How that work? How we undo that?" The system actually set up for do that. The system actually set up for make the government use the people's rights, the people's resources, the people's land, air, and water, which the people acquired from their creator. The government being an artificial entity, a creature created out of the necessity of law. It is an artificial construct like any corporation. And this corporation basically take on the liability, just like how we have a business, and instead of we keep it in a we name and risk having to deal with liabilities when it come about, we make the business get the liability and not us. So if the business gets sued, then they're not touch for we assets, right? They're not touch for our things. So the very same way is that the country they manage the business of the people, and they have a system in place in where the government and the central bank, they work with each other in such a way that the central bank have the authority over all currency of the nation. So every national currency will get manufactured, it get printed out or it get created from commercial transactions. The central bank have authority over all of that, and the government of Belize have to pay one interest for every currency will get manufactured or created, because the currency, the national currency, represents a bill that the government owes to the central bank. That's why they call it a dollar bill. So we use that bill, which also you could interpret as a promissory note, a promise to pay. So because that bill represents one promise to pay, in law, it's also recognized as a bill of exchange. So that's one bill where the government owe the central bank. Now when we offer services, offer time, and offer labor, and in exchange for that time and labor, somebody offer we one debt, one IOU, one promissory note, or one bill of exchange. Now up to us if we want to accept that, because that's one bill of the government we owe the central bank. So if we accept that, now we have to collect that from the government. That which the government may owe the central bank, it not owe it anymore, it owe it to we. When we accept that bill for our energy, meaning like this, right? Let us say you own one restaurant, right? But you have a cousin where he own a manufacturing company, and he could build tables and chairs for your restaurant, and you got one bill with him, right? You got a bill with him because you order some tables and chairs. So now that bill right there, evidence that you promised to pay he something, and evidence that he offer you something in return for make you have to owe he something. So he issue value. Now you have to honor that with some compensation or some satisfaction, some means of satisfying that obligation, meaning or payment. Now what you could do is you could offer him food from your restaurant. You can pay he little bit for pay off the bill, right? So his bill, the bill you got with he, could be paid off with the bill he could have for you. Meaning that your service could settle the debt of his service. So this happen every day. Every day this happen in a lot of different situations. So when we accept the bill, the dollar bill, we accept the obligation of the government. That's how it works. I know it's a little bit confusing because this is something new to Belizean people, or to people in general. But another interesting thing happen is that if ever you create one debt, meaning that let's say you go to go to a bank and ask for a loan, and then say you're approved and you get a loan. That loan where you get, that mean brand new money that never exists, because the money of today is credit. They have to create it with a debt. So the debt that you provided them was the promissory note where you sign, you promise to pay them back, right? But because that create new money, new currency, that also create a new bill to the government. You understand? So the government now has this bill where you have to pay an interest on. Now in the very same way that how you could accept $1 bill, you could accept then the type of bills, because I'm bill, I'm a bill. We have one law in Belize called the Bill of Exchange Act. And that act, that law, governs what you call the things bill of exchange. And they operate under this ancient system called law merchant, meaning that the laws of merchants involving transactions and commerce. So we still operate under that. Now when you understand that, then you understand money, how it works, and how money is really the thing that controls everything. So therefore, when you accept a bill, you satisfy that bill with your energy, with your time and your service. It works like that because everything where we deem of value right now, right? Whether it be gold, silver, diamonds, or oil, then a thing only valuable because we give energy and time through our labor for go get them the things there, refine it, and then process it in a way, or structure it in a way, or use it in a way to build what we need. But then the resources, then the commodities, then the assets, all of them, the thing have no value without our energy. So we have this energy will come from this divine source, this, we call it godly source. So if that energy to come from that source, the credit goes to the source. So when we accept the bill, we basically use our value, which that the highest value in this world. And then that bill get discharged, meaning the bill where the government owe the central bank get discharged. Now the central bank, the government owe we. So how the government pay we? Well, the government could only offer promissory notes. It could only offer a promise, no got nothing to give. So what we have to do is we have to give the government the value, the rights to the value, the title, so that the government could use that and apply it to the account, to the public account. And when he apply it to the public account, he apply it as one credit. So when we send back that bill to the government, that they go back not as a liability to we, but as an asset and something payable to we, meaning that can get recorded in the government's account as an asset and a credit, and that one credit the public account, and that credit we want direct them to use it and apply it in the account in where the debt originated from. So let's go sit down, bill from BEL. We accept it and return it to the source, which are the government. They apply it as a credit instrument in the public funds, I think that ought to be the consolidated revenue funds. And then that increases the credit or the money supply, but for a specific purpose, for deal and settle the obligation or the debt in the account that is pending, and which create the account, the BEL account, then, you know, and it's supposed to settle. It's called an internal offset through equitable discharge. So anyway, I just want to share that with you. Well, the few of you know who understand this, because a lot of people don't understand this. It's very, very complex. And but this is the type of information and knowledge we need to understand real freedom.